And it is great having you with us on the starting lineup, and welcome back. Starting lineup brought to you by Play It Again Sports, Fremont Shopping Center, Battlefield in Fremont, Springfield. Great athletic gear, folks, and also the opportunity to trade in some of what you might have. Hey, you never know what could be in store for you at Play It Again Sports. It's Swing Right Golf, which is located at the south end of Campbell Avenue, a little bit north of Nixon. Citizens Bank of Rogersville with those two locales, one adjacent to Highland Springs and one in Rogersville itself. And by Marshfield Chevrolet. That's at the I-44 exit to Marshfield. A couple of left turns, and you're on the north side of I-44, and you're driving right into Marshfield Chevrolet. I'm Ned Reynolds, along with
Scott Purrier
and Art Hains.
Welcome back, Art.
Thank you, guys.
We've got a special guest, and Ned's going to do the honors.
Indeed. We talk about legends and the Ozarks and so forth and so on, and indeed, there are a few, but in this case, this man is singular in his legendary status because he is one of the longest of the stock car drivers ever to, not just in this part of the world, but ever to take the track. Yeah, he calls himself old now, but 71, Kenny is not old. Kenny Schrader, folks, joins us, and this is really a great treat for us. Ken, thank you very much. You set for a big holiday?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. We're, today's the second, so we're going to shove off, go tonight. We know we're going to Lincoln, Illinois for UMP Summer Nationals. Then we're going to drop in someplace Friday and Saturday with their IMCA car. And then we got races again next week, starting Monday. So, yeah, we're busy.
You're 71 years old, and you keep doing this, keep racing, keep finding different tracks. Are you slowing down at all, literally, or is it just something you're going to do till you can't do it anymore?
I don't know. I'm still having too much fun. I think I want to go a little bit longer, as much fun as we're having. Now, last year we wound up having a really good year. We won like 14 races. We've only won 2 already this year. That's getting a little bit aggravating. But, man, we've been killing them with, thirds and fourths and fifths. So it's been good. You just need to win more.
Kenny, you've been down here, of course, to the Racers Reunion, and you've raced down here. As a matter of fact, I think you were in Springfield, last week or 2 weeks ago at the Airport Raceway?
Last Saturday night we were down there.
How'd you do?
Well, it was another one of them not so good night. It wound up, we finished 9th. We started 23rd, which was the last, because we hadn't run that car all year, and it wasn't exactly where we thought it was, and we ran terrible in heat race. I pulled off, and my crew chief, Aiden, said, let's go home, let's try some. So we started last and run 9th. Kind of looking forward to going back now. I always like going to Springfield. It's one of our favorite tracks.
Speaking of favorite tracks, do you have one, and it doesn't matter what era we're talking about, do you have one that Ken Schrader really likes to race in?
No, I don't know. I would say not. Because you can have tracks you really like. You can't have tracks that you don't like because you won't do good there. I used to, if I had one track, I always enjoyed Daytona, and I always really enjoyed Phoenix. The Phoenix Mile pavement track was a lot of fun. But any of the dirt tracks, any of them that got good wide surface, and Jerry at Springfield makes that, that surface is about as good as any dirt track in the country.
Archer?
Kenny, talk about the difference between dirt track and pavement, and which do you prefer?
Well, I prefer the dirt. I started out on pavement, ran pavement exclusively, like for the first year or so I raced. Then someone let me drive the dirt car, and I was hooked. But I enjoy the dirt. A little easier to make a living on pavement. On the big tracks. The pavement short track guys really beating their head against the wall compared to the short track dirt. But as far as driving, I enjoy the.
Kenny, the dynamic of you still racing at these tracks at 71, and probably some drivers that are 50 years younger than you. What is the level of respect you still see today when you show up at those tracks? I mean, are the kids respectful to you? Do they know your history and kind of feel like they're on a track with a legend when they're out there?
Oh, I think most of the kids don't even have a clue, but that's okay. I got no problem with that. You get some kids that are just respectful kids. They got their race car. They love it. Their family's helping them, and they just go out there and race the way you're supposed to. Then you always get some people that just run over everybody, but that's they'll figure it out at some time or run out of money. I think overall, I mean, that's not just a racing deal. That's just the respect in the world has changed. It's not just in our sport.
Yeah. Kenny, did you ever have, and I'm sure the answer is yes, any head-to-head matches with Larry Phillips?
No, Larry was always ahead of us. No, I didn't really. Maybe the dirt car a couple times, a little bit up here in Grant City, Illinois, or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to. Larry drove for us one night at I-70, ASA car. I'd had an operation, couldn't drive. Man, I was always a big Larry Phillips fan, and a big Terry Jean fan.
Mm-hmm.
I got to know Terry better. But what a good racing family. I mean, them guys, they're stout. They were serious about this.
Kenny, what's your view on Lucas Oil Speedway and its place in the racing world?
It's beautiful. The Forrest Lucas, the commitment he made down there to make that a premier facility. Without a doubt, he's done it. I don't know if there's any track in the country, dirt track, that can compare to it. There's others that have gotten close, but not like that. We ran a 3-day show down there in the spring. Got to talk to Casey Schumann a little bit, and he talks like families all behind the speedway, and keeping it going like it needs to be. So I just, phenomenal to think that in Wheatland, Missouri, we had a facility. I ran it a long time ago. It was just Wheatland, It wasn't Lucas Oil Speedway. And, it was a good track, but it's more than a good track now. It's just an unbelievable facility.
The NASCAR Cup Series now, of course, you were on it. Is there anybody that drives out there now that you kind of really root for, admire, or really like to see how they handle it on the track?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of good drivers out there right now. Young talent. I'm a Hendrick Motorsport guy still, so I obviously pull for them. Larson. He can drive anything. Corey Day is going to be around there for a while. Corey's still figuring stuff out, but he's already arrived at the winner's circle and stuff. So I'm just a fan of the series. Talk to people that, they don't like this, they don't like this, they want to talk about the good old days. I told them, I said, you're not watching now. You're missing the best racing NASCAR has ever had, because those guys run so hard. The cars are so close. I just think the sport's in better shape now than it's ever been.
Ken, the NASCAR folks have about 6 or 7 road racing events. Was road racing did that ever figure into your schedule at all?
Oh, yeah. We ran, we started out, when I first started, we just ran Riverside. Then we added Watkins Glen maybe 2 years later. 85. Riverside was there for a long time. They had different road courses throughout the times. But then we added Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen. Then we added Sonoma. There weren't as many then as there are now. But I was not a fan of them at first, and then I made myself like them by doing some more, and they're really challenging. It is a lot of fun.
Art?
So, Kenny, what's next? I mean, how often are you running this year?
Well, okay, it's July 2nd. Tonight's going to be race number 41.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, we'll probably only get to 75. Then we take cars around. We're very fortunate that Federated Auto Parts, this is the 27th year we've been involved with them. And we take cars pretty much all over the country. We're out in Washington, Oregon, California, last year, Idaho, Montana. We're going up to Maine and New Hampshire weeks. We take cars all over the country, and they bring customers out. We go into local start track, and we let them drive, give them a ride in the two-seater. We do like 24 people in a day. We'll shove off and do it for 10 days in a row. It's a lot of fun. So we'll be in the car, 100 days a year, a little over 100. So it's like we still got a job.
Yeah. And so, when Ned's driving around here around Springfield on Highway 65 or I-44, people are honking at him for driving too slow.
Way too slow.
Yeah, I would assume that's not a problem for you still or not.
I drive pretty damn careful on the street.
Thank you.
I usually set the cruise 5 or 6 mile an hour over and go. It just doesn't make any difference. We're going to get there at the same time anyway, just about. The only way to make any time going down the road is keeping the left door shut.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time. We know you want to get on the road today, but thanks again, and hopefully we can do it again.
I'd love to, guys. I'm sorry I didn't have more time today. It's just we're moving trucks around and changing trailers, and it's just a normal cluster here at Schrader Racing.
That's beautiful.
All right.
That is beautiful.
Well, thank you.
One of the legends, folks. That's Kenny Schrader visiting with us from up in St. Louis, and my goodness sake, you mentioned racing, and it's synonymous with the name Ken Schrader. Take your time out, back in a second. And the Cardinals will play here at 102.1 later on tonight. 6:15 starting time as the Cardinals play the Atlanta Braves in the getaway game of their series. And the Braves come back to St. Louis, I think, next weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, yeah. And, of course, back with us today is Art Hains, back from a sojourn out east to Greensboro, North Carolina, received the Missouri Broadcaster of the Year award for 2025. Art, welcome back.
Hey, thanks, guys. Good to be home.
What were some of the highlights besides the actual award ceremony for you on the trip out there and back?
Well, there was a nice reception the night before, and I met some of my fellow winners from other states, and that was good to do, to make their acquaintance. Most of them much younger, of course, which is good. They're aspiring to continue their careers. But other than that, we had a great lunch spot recommended by Mike Keltner, where I'd been with him before, Calhoun's on the River in Knoxville. It's sitting right on the Tennessee River. Beautiful spot and great food. So that was a highlight. That and obviously the banquet itself.
Keltner should write a book on restaurant stops, shouldn't he?
Oh, he should.
Yeah.
Eating your way across America.
Great title there, yeah. And you did Hickory Log right on the way out, correct?
We did. We stopped there the first day and Calhoun's the second.
Well, wanted to talk to both of you because I'm not as well versed in it, but Kenny Schrader, we appreciate his time and your recollections. Yesterday, Art, we were talking about if you did a Mount Rushmore for girls basketball. We had Haley Frank on, and she would have to be up there. If you did a Missouri Mount Rushmore, would Ken Schrader be up there?
Absolutely. Yeah. Kenny and LP. LP would be there as well.
Who else?
Well, let's see. We've had any number. Well, the Roper family, probably, as opposed to singular. Speaking of one on a singular basis, I think the Roper family would be the ones to put on a Mount Rushmore. It would be a little bit difficult configuration, but it could be done. And there are any number of others who really fall into that category. Missouri Sports Hall of Famer, a guy from Kansas City who raced on the Formula One circuit, would be certainly a candidate for it. Yeah, there are a number of people.
Art, you got anybody to add?
Greg Weld from Kansas City back in the 70s was a top driver in those days. I'm sure there are others from the Kansas City, Central Missouri area that aren't coming to mind.
I'm going to head up the road to Wheatland tonight to go see T-Bear and check out Lucas Oil's program. It's their big one for the summer. I went to other races. I went to Bolivar a couple times, Monette, Lebanon. In your guys' minds, what happened with that, and how much has that diminished, do you think, the overall scope of racing in our area?
Well, the Fairgrounds Speedway, throw them into that as well, because it was in the mix. Fairgrounds, Bolivar, Lebanon, I-44 Speedway. I think probably the advent of many more events on TV has probably played a role into it, and just the change in attitudes from people. Everything is up for a circumstance in which you understand what's going on, especially in the sports world. Now, there are some that remain a staple: baseball, football, basketball, and so forth and so on. But in terms of something new, well, we saw that boxing at one time was very big, not necessarily so now, and UFC is in there. Well, I think the same thing could be said for dirt track racing. Big at one time. Heck, when I first came here, that was the event on Friday nights to go out to the Fairgrounds Speedway. But, of course, that doesn't even exist anymore. And again, I think the interest is all depending on what happens in society.
Well, I think there is still quite a bit of interest in dirt track racing. It's just a tough business to operate one of these small tracks. There are just so many to go around. And, I mean, you used to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday with Lebanon, Bolivar, and Monette. But they've kind of fallen by the wayside just because it's really a tough business. But I don't think there's a lack of interest at all.
Sure, and you heard Kenny Schrader say that Springfield was one of his favorite tracks still out there too, and of course the problem with dirt tracks, as T-Bear tells us each week, is dirt can become mud when there's any precipitation. And I was looking tonight, and there's a chance of pop-up thunderstorms this afternoon. And with their probably biggest program in the summer, I think they'll find a way probably to get things going up at Lucas Oil tonight there as well. Art, World Cup fever, did you catch it last night?
I did. We listened to the first half and got home in time to see the second. And, the Belogan red card, that was unfortunate, which will keep him out of the next round game against Belgium.
I don't know there's anybody that says it's a good call. It was not intentional. There's absolutely no way he could have contorted his body with the idea of, I'm going to step on that guy's ankle on the play. I mean, yellow card, yes, that people see that. Ryan Blamey was on with us and said, I think he said Messi did the exact same thing and got nothing, so I think you're at the mercy of that official at the time, and it didn't pay off for the USA.
No, I mean, they won the match, but that'll hurt them in the next one. It's a ridiculous call. I mean, he's going for the ball with his foot, his legs. That's common in soccer. And, there's going to be contact, going to be incidental contact. And you're right, maybe a yellow card, but a red card is outrageous.
It is. And Art, we had a very good Ozarks old-timers luncheon yesterday. Dave Davis did a tremendous job coming in and handling questions about baseball and the media and everything else. And we kind of picked his brain because we were talking earlier in this segment about dirt tracks that are gone now here in the area. We got into American Legion baseball, and we didn't get into it, but like slow pitch softball, things like that were so popular back in the 80s and 90s, no longer here. And who was it? Ned, was it Colonel Murphy that said that the Legion thing was
Colonel Murphy.
Yeah, but basically a limitation on how much the coaches can be involved with their high school teams that killed American Legion baseball.
He blamed it on MSHSAA and the MSHSAA rules and said, hey, when you limit the coaches from being with the teams and put them on a certain chronological scale, hey, it took it away. And you can see that happening.
Well, that and travel ball.
Yeah.
I mean, travel ball really killed American Legion because it took all the top players away, and that really limits things.
Well, and we had Brant Schafitzel on yesterday, the new Hillcrest coach, and we were talking about, along the travel ball lines. I mean, you've got town teams, Nixa, Republic, Ozark, that can go back as young as 6 or 7 years old and have Ozark Tigers teams or Nixa Eagles teams. You can't do that at Hillcrest, because you've got, 7 feeder schools, I think he said, Ned?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's just the changing face of it. But I remember when those Legion things, and you guys do more than I do, were such a big deal. I mean, this would have been the holiday tournament time, right?
And the Hillcrest Merchants were a really big deal and won on a consistent basis. And, yes, that holiday tournament brought in everybody. Well, Albert Pujols was out here for one of them.
Do you call a lot of those, Art?
Didn't necessarily call them, but I attended and was, scorekeeping and PA announcing and things like that.
Interesting, but it's one of those things you can't ever get back. Now you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube once you've gone.
And Scott, it was always really big too the way the organizers of the holiday tournament, which occurred right about now, as a matter of fact, and right through the 4th. How they had their headquarters in a venue out on Glenstone Avenue that's no longer standing now. But they had it so busy. They had all the pairings going on down there, and the teams. It was just a big 4th of July celebration that went on.
That was Nolan McCauley's mission control.
It was.
and I always knew during the tournament to just call out there to Nolan and get the latest updates on the scores so I could put them on the air.
Well, and it's a shame now that it's no longer, because with the internet, with social media, Twitter, it'd be really easy for them to get those out too. But the travel ball thing, I know it's huge. Starting probably at age 6 and 7 and going up. When they get to high school level, though, it's harder. I mean, you got the really good guys have a place to go and play, but those guys that maybe aren't, they've got to go find tournaments. And I think that Brant said, weren't they headed down to Oklahoma maybe yesterday with their team to go try to do it too as well?
Heading down there, I thought today.
Yeah. So, baseball, Major League Baseball, your Royals, it's just not good.
No. He, as Tony Pena said, he's no good. I mean, it's just terrible on a nightly basis.
What is there a fix, or do you just get through this year and start over?
Pretty much. There's no fix. You're just looking for individual performances like Carter Jensen and Cags. And, of course, Bobby continues to excel every night. But you just hope for some individual incremental improvement that'll carry over to next year, or you trade him for somebody better.
Gentlemen, I want to change the subject for just a bit. On my cell phone, which I have muted, but I do have a call coming in. I just got one a second ago. It's now hung up, from Belgium. What do you suppose that was?
Trying to intimidate you for Monday night's match?
Or trying to establish what the odds are going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so.
Wow.
Anybody that's a trade candidate besides the veteran pitchers for the Royals, are there guys people would want? Obviously Waka and Lugo would be two names that would pop up. Anybody beyond that?
I don't know. Noah Cameron has faltered his last 2 or 3 starts. And the position players, they're not going to move Bobby or Vinny or Cags or Mikhail Garcia, I would think. I don't know that anybody would want any of those.
Yeah.
What's the recovery period for Cole Reagans?
He's out for the season.
Yeah, but from that standpoint, though, is he probably going to be back for next year?
Don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gosh, man, this is depressing.
It is depressing, yeah. God bless.
He may have pitched his last inning for the Royals.
You think so?
And same with Bubic. He's in a contract year.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? I feel like we need to either have a drink or cry at this point after all this.
I'll go for the former.
You go for the former, yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, there you go. Let's take a break, come back, and talk to Caden Wiest on the other side.
We'll take a timeout on the starting lineup and return in just a second. And the starting lineup is brought to you by Play It Again Sports, by Swing Right Golf, by Citizens Bank of Rogersville, and by Marshfield Chevrolet. That runs along with
Scott Purrier.
And Art Hains.
And a special guest with us is one of the key members of the Missouri State football Bears, their defensive side of the ball, looking for a big year with new coach Casey Woods. We welcome in Caden Wiest, the former Reed Spring High School standout. Caden, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we appreciate you getting up and joining us today. I know this is a week off for the Bears. Is that a much-needed week off for you guys before you get back to the grind next week?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's good for everyone to go home, get a break, hang out with their families and their hometown friends, and then come back full throttle.
Now, Caden, the official camp will open up a little bit later on in July, maybe in early August. What do you do in the meantime? What are these drills that you're talking about?
I mean, throughout this summer, we have a new strength coach, Coach Mo, and he's been great so far. Our new strength program, everyone's feeling really good, really strong, and I mean, everyone looks a lot better, I think, personally, than before he got here, and I think we're ready to go by fall camp.
Arthur?
Caden, let's talk about the new coaching staff and how that's working out.
They've been great so far. I mean, just from a player perspective, like a mental side in the locker room, everyone seems really excited just to work, which is something that I don't think we had a lot of previously. It's just there's a positive atmosphere everywhere, and people are excited to show up and get better.
Big change for all you guys back last winter. I mean, one minute you're preparing for a bowl game, next minute your head coach is gone with Ryan Beard going to Coastal Carolina. A lot of guys having to contemplate what they're going to do next. Do I go in the portal? Do I go somewhere else? Will this new coaching staff want me? What was your mindset that whole bowl period time and then right afterward? Were you ever a candidate to go in the portal and go somewhere else?
Yeah, I definitely was. I mean, during the bowl game, whenever we knew everything was happening, I was honestly more focused on the bowl game and just enjoying that week with my teammates and the guys that I wasn't going to get to play with after that. And we all agreed that we just set that aside until we could get through the bowl. And then after that, I mean, we all talked, a few of us that were pretty close, just on what everybody was going to do. And yeah, entering the portal was definitely a big decision. I mean, there were moments where I was definitely leaning towards doing it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy where I am.
That's a key right there, Caden. And would you assume that's the general attitude of the others? And if so, what is the big difference between what Coach Woods has and what you had previously?
Yeah, no, I definitely say that everyone who stayed can now say that they feel they made the right decision. And I just think Woods brought in a staff that, I mean, everyone loves. I haven't heard anything bad about any of them. They keep everyone going. They work you hard. They're smart. And, I mean, it's just like we're a lot closer than we've ever been.
Art.
Caden, I mean, there's uncertainty at quarterback where Jason Clark is gone. But on your side of the ball, what all have they brought in to go with the people that return?
So for me, they brought in some new DNs and a couple new D tackles like Kellen, Josh, Jaleel on the edges, stuff like that. And I mean, everyone's been really great. We have a really solid room in the D line right now. And I think we're going to have a big year down there. We got a lot of power, a lot of speed. And then we brought in a few linebackers that have really stepped up. And I think the biggest part was probably bringing in a lot of secondary. We needed to refill some spots back there, and they've been showing out really well.
Caden, new defensive coordinator, and Jack Curtis. What has changed in terms of maybe, if nothing, yet with your role and the scheme for the Bears on defense?
Personally, I think it's not a ton different for me personally. There's just a lot more playing inside, coming back outside, things like that. So moving around a little bit, which I love doing. It's nice being able to mix it up a little bit. And I don't know, I'd say that the different thing with Curtis is just more like tough-nosed football, which I think is great. I mean, that's kind of how I think you should play it. So it's been really fun having him teach us his philosophies.
Caden, what would you like to weigh when the season starts?
I'm right now at 265. That's kind of my goal weight. Usually during camp it drops a little bit and you can get it back up. So somewhere 260, 265.
Caden, do you feel like this could be a breakout year for you?
Oh yeah, that's the plan. That's the whole plan, is to make this the best season yet.
Well, I would think that we'll get a chance to cheer some local guys with sacks at some point with between you and Kellen Lindstrom and Cooper Roy trying to get to the quarterback. It's kind of the Ozarks trio there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think we're all going to be flying around this season making plays.
What was your reaction when Kellen came in, and did you know much about him before, and what kind of relationship have you guys formed just in the few months he's been here?
I didn't really know Kellen at all in high school. We didn't really have anything where we were ever together. So, I mean, I think we knew of each other, but we never really hung out or anything like that. And then he got here, and we're pretty close now. He came down here to my house on the lake and stayed with me this past weekend. And we've grown a pretty strong relationship.
What did he tell you about his career at Tennessee? Was there any conversation along those lines?
Nothing crazy. It's just things didn't work out or coaches left, things like that, and he just wanted to come back home.
Caden, such a, I don't want to say surprising, but a nice season last year the Bears had, getting to a bowl game the first year as FBS. How was that for you going through that season?
Oh, that was a lot of fun. I mean, being able to shock some people and go out there and make some plays that people just thought weren't going to happen. I mean, it was great. It was just kind of a season of proving everyone wrong and proving everybody wrong and proving ourselves right. So it was great to be able to do that, and I think it set us up for another season with guys returning who have been there and know what to do to get back to a bowl game and a conference championship.
I think you came to campus at Missouri State weighing about 240, 245 in that range.
Yeah, I was about 240.
240. I know they called way too many fouls on you in basketball. It just wasn't fair. I mean, you looked at a guy and they were blowing their whistle, right? That wasn't right.
Yeah, that was a rough experience.
Yeah. Well, you say you might lose some weight. What's Caden Wiest's way of getting back to 265? Is it one meal, or how do you get back there?
It's just staying consistent with my eating. I mean, it's just big meals.
What's
back to it?
What's a normal lunch meal for you if you're not at the Bears on campus? I mean, where do you like to have? Where do you like to go?
Oh, geez. I'm a big Chipotle guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I go there and load up a burrito or a bowl, and I'll be good.
Just one?
Just one.
Just one. All right.
Now, do you have your training table during the off season as well, or are you required to attend that?
No, we're not required to attend that. I don't think so, no.
Yeah, but they want you adhering to a nutritional plan, right?
Yeah, they keep us pretty good about what we're eating and things like that. And I mean, I think that's been really helpful because that's something we were missing. And I think our nutrition's grown a lot. We have a nutritionist helping us out, and then Coach Mo and Coach Woods have been really good about it. And I think people are getting on a better track.
Is there a new trainer as well?
Yeah, we have a new head trainer who came in last Monday, and we've still been getting to know him a little bit. I haven't got a chance to talk to him yet. We still have some of the old staff who have been helping me and helping a few of us out, but everything's been running pretty smoothly.
Ned and I were joking around that when we talked to you out of high school, I think I asked you about, can you wear jeans because your thighs are mammoth, and you said that was a little bit of a problem back then, right? But I'm looking at you here on the video. What size neck do you wear in a dress shirt? I mean, if you have to put on a suit and tie, where are we going with the neck size on that?
I have no idea. I've heard that from a lot of people. I have no idea.
I mean, it's got to be in the 20s. Have you never had to buy a collared shirt?
No, I have, but I couldn't tell you what the neck size on it is. I just keep it unbuttoned a little bit.
Yeah, huge.
It's huge. Yeah. So, well, I know that you're a guy that I see the social media posts. You've embraced the NIL era. I'm sure you're very thankful for that. Has that been a good thing for you and some of the Bears over there?
Yeah, it's been really helpful. It's nice to have businesses out in the community that want to help you and want to connect with you and build relationships.
Do you want to do a shout out to meet your obligation to mention them or not?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to do anything crazy. It's just little posts every now and then, things like that, showing up once in a while. It's pretty easy.
Caden, in your opinion, what was the turning point for the season last year? When did Caden Wiest and the rest of the team feel like, hey, we can do some things?
I think there were two. I think the first one was more of an eye-opener with USC. I think even though that, of course, that was playing USC, we still agreed that should not have happened. That the outcome of that game was just very wrong, and I think we were asleep for half the game. And then I think Marshall was probably our big. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is a team that can make a run, because no one expected us to win that game, and when we showed up and beat them for, I don't know how long their streak was for winning at home.
30, I think it was 20.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I mean, when we show up and beat them, I think everyone was like, yeah, we're capable of doing a lot.
Art?
And what about Liberty? That was another great win.
Yeah, that was a fun game. That was a great win. That was probably one of the most exciting points of the season.
You know, we talked about your D coordinator, Coach Curtis, but what have you noticed about Coach Woods coming in? What have you liked? And you know, you said a lot of you guys were a little bit on the fence, not knowing what you were going to do. What was it about Casey Woods that said, you know, I want to stay here and be a Bear?
I think it was the first few times he came in and talked to us. He was just very straightforward, and it didn't feel like anything he said was scripted. It felt like everything he said he genuinely meant, and he came in with a plan of everything he was going to do, things he was going to change, what our team was going to do. And it was just nice to hear. I mean, it was just a different perspective of a coach. And I mean, he's doing exactly what he said he was doing. So, it's just, you respect the guy, you respect his philosophy, his culture. He's a family man. He's a man of faith. And it's hard to go wrong with that guy.
Well, before we let you go, what's the future hold for Caden Wiest? What would be the ideal scenario? What kind of degree? What kind of job? More football, I think, would be in the picture for you.
Yeah, the main goal is to keep playing football as long as I can. If I can keep going, I'm going to keep going. But my degree is in exercise science, and I want to be a strength and conditioning coach, own my own athletic facility one day. That's the main goal.
Well, when you get that job at a college, they're going to have a press conference. You're going to probably have to wear a tie with a shirt. So if you need us to help you, your mom to help you, we'll figure out. I'm going to guess now, what would you say, 22, 23 on the next
It's
time?
got to be.
Oh, yeah.
That,
they may not make those, Caden. I'm just going to warn you in advance here. But no, we appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck. Always enjoy catching up with you, and have a great season with the Bears this coming fall.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks.
Say hello to Mom and Dad, too, if you will, Caden.
Will do.
That's Caden Wiest visiting with us. We'll take a time out on the starting lineup. Back in a second. One of our key sponsors, as it has been for all these years, even in another life, is Play It Again Sports. Scott, you have some details.
Yeah, big sale going on, Play It Again Sports. We always appreciate Jeff and what they've done for us over the years to sponsor our shows. They have their Freedom 250 celebration. It started earlier this week. It goes through Sunday. They are open on the 4th of July, 9 to 6 p.m., but just about anything you're looking for is probably on sale. Their junior golf sets are on sale, exercise bikes, ellipticals, rowers, things of that nature, 10% off on those prices. Go by Play It Again Sports, check them out, especially baseball, softball. That sale goes through July 12th. All new baseball shoes, 20 to 50% off. New bats, 10% to 20% off. And they've got a free Highland Dairy ice cream thing going on July 11th. So it will probably melt if you walk outside, but keep it in the confines of Play It Again Sports over off Battlefield. Free Highland Dairy ice cream day on July 11th only. So our appreciation to Jeff and Play It Again Sports.
Art Hains is back with us after a triumphant visit to Greensboro, North Carolina. Tell us a little bit about what happened, Art.
Well, at the banquet itself, I mean, it was star-studded. Wes Durham, the voice of the Falcons and Georgia Bulldogs, was the MC, and Sean McDonough was the National Sportscaster of the Year, fresh from having called the Stanley Cup on NBC and does NFL football all the time. So I got to meet him, and a very, very kind man. And surprise guest was John Harbaugh, who was there in support of Sean because they're good buddies. So got to meet John Harbaugh. I said, well, I did Chiefs radio for 16 years. He said, well, you called some games where you got us. I said, but he said, we whipped your ass a couple times too. and I acknowledged that too. So that was fun. Just a lot of Mike Swanson, the longtime PR guy for the Royals, was there because he's Sean McDonough's personal statistician on NFL football. So I got to visit with Swanee a little bit. So it was Chuck Cooperstein, my old buddy from Dallas. He was just there to have fun. So a lot of people that I knew, and meeting some that I didn't.
You know, my longtime buddy here in Springfield, Mark Stillwell, and I used to go to Kaufman Stadium on a number of occasions, and Swanson was he was our conduit to get into there, and it was always so good, really a top-notch individual.
Was there a good representation of the state award winners, a large percentage?
Yeah, there was. There are also sports writers, in each state. And Blair Kirchhoff from the Kansas City Star won for Missouri. Had a brief visit with him. But, I think out of 100, maybe 57 or 60 showed up. And
good.
It was good.
And they put you up in some pretty nice accommodations, or?
Well, they didn't put us up anywhere. We were on our own.
Okay.
And the hotel where they had the events was a gorgeous resort, but they didn't have availability on Monday night for as many rooms as we needed, so we stayed about 15 minutes away, and it was fine.
What would be the attendance at an event like that?
I think about 400 probably in there.
That's awesome. You know, I was just sitting here thinking, I'm looking at ESPN's front page of the website, and if we didn't have the World Cup going on right now, what would we talk about? You know, this is clearly the dog days of summer in terms of sports, and the light at the end of the tunnel is starting next week. You know, we get into more football, and football's coming, and Art next Tuesday, Phil Steele will be joining us at 8 o'clock, so that'll be fun to catch up with him and hear 77 different names, listed in about 5 minutes. But it's just kind of a time where it's a good time to get storytellers on here, is it not? For these, like Ken Schrader and people like that, because
there is baseball.
There is, but you don't want to talk about it right now necessarily.
I don't want to talk about the Royals.
Yeah.
We'll talk about other things in baseball.
I did see where I think the All-Star teams are announced on Saturday of this week. Ken Rosenthal on The Athletic gave his predictions on who and who the representatives would be. Obviously, Bobby Witt Jr. would be the Royals' probably only guy they send to the All-Star game. Who do you think it was on the Cardinals side, both of you guys?
Well, I would put, personally, I would put Mason Wynn in there at shortstop because I think the guy is just a sensational player. And you'd have to give a nod to J.J. Weatherholt. He's had a very good year.
Art?
I think Weatherholt or Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker.
And Jordan Walker,
yeah, that's who Rosenthal mentioned as the only Cardinal. So the Cardinals will get one, and it'll probably be Jordan Walker. Wynn's problem is he's great with the glove, but he doesn't put up the numbers that some of those other shortstops do. And, of course, when you start voting for All-Stars, fans look at numbers. And Ozzie Smith fought that until he finally got that street cred was the wizard there. But
I'll tell you, Wynn's defense is nothing short of outstanding.
Yeah. Art, talking about the big weekend over at Route 66 Stadium. I don't know if you heard the first hour or not, but Friday night, tomorrow night, you're going to have a pitching matchup maybe for the ages over there. In terms of prospects, Cade Anderson, the number one pitching prospect in the minors in all of baseball, and Liam Doyle, and two guys that probably Ned and I were talking about hooked up in the SEC days when Anderson was at LSU and when Doyle was at Ole Miss and Tennessee, because both were Friday starters in that league. But should be a big weekend, and we mentioned that the Futures all-star lineups were released yesterday. 4 guys playing there this weekend will be have been invited to the Futures game, and Doyle and then Reniel Rodriguez, the catcher. So could be a good weekend if somebody doesn't have plans. get over and watch some high level baseball, because you're going to see some guys that you're probably going to see in the next year or so up at the bigs.
So for whom does Anderson pitch?
The Seattle Mariners organization, the Arkansas Travelers, and they've got the guy that'll pitch Saturday night. Scheduled to is Ryan Sloan, who is also a top 25 overall prospect in that organization in baseball. And it'll be Sloan and, how do you say it, Cincha, the guy he's the one that pitches both hands, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and so some pretty good draws over there. And I'll tell you, Art, having to watch this team, when they brought up the young Jesus Baez, the shortstop, and then what's the center fielder, Cho or Chan? I can't remember.
It's yes.
Yeah, yes. This is a very talented and young Springfield Cardinal team for the second half.
Yeah, sure sounds like it, coming off a championship season, and then you turn over the team the next year, and the prospects keep on coming.
See, and that's one of the appealing natures of minor league baseball, is that the halves are there. There's some call maybe to have Major League Baseball. I'll follow that same formula, but I don't think that's going to happen, at least not immediately. But to have the second half champ meet the first half champ, and I'm pretty doggone sure the Springfield Cardinals are going to be there in the second half.
And Tulsa won the first half, so it'll be fun. The Dodgers and the Cardinals going at it in the playoffs there. I was looking at the Cardinals website. They do have a nice deal going on here. Did not know this, but buy any game from July 1st to the 5th, add on a second ticket for only $6.43. And that's field boxes, too. That's not your GAs, so pretty good deal there. But tonight is the 5,000 free hot dogs giveaway. Dan Ryder was with us last week talking about that.
I still think you have Joey Chestnut here as a warm-up for Saturday. Come on, he'd be fine.
Yeah, get his esophagus all ready to go there. But 5,000 free hot dogs till they're gone tonight, and it's a Cashew Chickens night over there as well. So, guys, big fourth plans. Got anything going? Art, you're probably recuperating from a long weekend of on the road in Greensboro.
Yeah, but on the 4th, we're invited to a party midday, and for the actual evening, fireworks and all, I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Ned?
I will be, I hope I can get there anyway, to the Marshfield parade that begins at 10 o'clock. The honor flight is out there, and always we're up at the lead. We started out.
Are you one of the floats?
I'm one of the marchers.
One of the marchers.
And that may be a bit of a challenge, but we'll see.
I'm going to go up and see T-Bear tonight up at Lucas Oil. I'm intrigued by, I usually go once a year up there. I'm going to grab one of the kids and go and hopefully see some good racing and a dry night up there. And they've got a big fireworks show at Lucas Oil. Tonight is their night up there. But big weekend. Wish everybody the best and keep those fingers and toes intact. Throw those bottle rockets or light them out of a bottle. Don't blow them up.
There have been too many episodes of the former that have occurred, so, hey, please be very careful. Bottom line is this. We will not be with you tomorrow. We'll have the day off. And our next meeting here on the the starting lineup will be on Monday. So, in fact, for all of us, I guess anyway.
He's getting choked up.
We hope you have a terrific 4th of July weekend. Ned Reynolds along with
Scott Purrier.
Art Hains.
Thank you, folks, for being with us. Have a great holiday. See you Monday.
See ya.